If I traded it all, if I gave
So welcome back, everyone. And if you are on Facebook right now, or you want to check out this show and you're not driving, and you want to check out the show and watch us live in the studio doing it right through Facebook, go to Networking Arizona, all spelled out, and check us in here. You could like us and follow us and check us out what we're doing right here, right now on the radio to everybody out there. I'm going to go in with my next guest who's now been on with me several times. I have with me Jim Hostler. Jim, you are a reverse mortgage specialist.
Yes.
And a lot of people still have some interesting thoughts about them for some reason. And I want to talk a little bit about you because you're not only just a reverse mortgage specialist, you're also an author,
yes.
Author of a book that you made it more understandable. You made it a hard topic, an easier topic to understand. But there's still, like you've said before, it has a language of its own, right?
Yeah, it's its own profession. Great to be with you again,
Thank
Carol.
you for
yes,
being
love
here.
it. And it has its own profession. It has its own vocabulary. I'm trying to think here. Its own vocabulary, its own underwriting rules, its own way of just having it explained to you. Because if you think about it, we're so used to getting a mortgage, and it's like, what's the conversation? How low is the rate? How quickly can I close? And that is not at all how you treat a reverse mortgage. The reverse mortgage is really, what's up? What do you care about? How can that be structured to best suit your needs and your goals? And having its own language and its own way that it's structured, its own vocabulary. If you have somebody that, they could be doing a mortgage for 100 years, and then you walk over to do a reverse mortgage, and it's like I've said this analogy before. It's like going to Starbucks to have your income taxes done. It just doesn't fit.
Right.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. You've written this book. It's called Reverse Mortgage 360. It's a new perspective, and it is a new perspective. Also, I want people to listen up, okay? Because there's people that already have them that you can also help as well.
Absolutely. And this is the first time, I believe, in the history of reverse mortgages in about the last 18 months or so, where you have three factors, three variables, and all three of those variables are going in the favor of the senior homeowner. One, if you're still here, you're getting older, right? So the older you are, the more equity that you're allowed to pull out of your home, higher loan balance, right? Two, look at the white-hot inflation that we've had. So home values have gone up tremendously in the last couple of years. And so that, if your home is worth more, you get a higher loan amount. Three, interest rates are lower. Lower the interest rate, the more loan amount you get. So it's kind of like a perfect storm for the homeowner to get the most amount of equity out of their home if they want it. If not, take it as a line of credit. It's available to you. But if a person has an existing reverse mortgage that is at least a year old, please have me look at it. It has to be a financial benefit to the homeowner by HUD guidelines in order to refinance it. And that those guidelines are that you have to get more money out of your home, more equity, right? And there's a cap on how much lenders can charge. So I get the existing statement, I've got some information, additional information I can get, put it together, do an analysis, and then is it worth it or not?
Is it worth it? Absolutely. I think everybody that's listening right now, whether it's you're somebody that might own their home that would like to do possibly a reverse mortgage, if you have ever thought about it, he's the person to talk to. Number one, he's been doing this for, over 30? I don't know.
I've been doing mortgages for over 30 years now, and I've been doing specifically reverse mortgages now since 2015, and that's all I do.
And it's a free consultation. There is no obligation here. What it is about is finding out what's your story, what it is that you want. Can this help you? And it doesn't help everyone. We're going to say that right now.
Yeah. Well, it's like anything else. It's like it's not for everybody. The unfortunate thing is that if we froze time and took a look at how many reverse mortgages we have in a marketplace, there's about 2 or 3% of the people have them. If, again, we freeze time and everybody that was eligible to get one got one, we would have about 10% market penetration. So there's 4 to 5 times as many people that qualify for one that have one. And again, is it for everybody? No. But I think, they say, well, punch a hole in it. What's wrong with it? What's, the catch? The only answer I can come up with, and I have tried very hard to punch a hole in it, is ignorance. And I mean that with all due respect. if you get educated, if you understand them, understand what your needs are, understand your goals, then what I'd like to tell people is I help you live your dreams, not your days.
And I think it's so important. Now, we're going to open up the lines to the audience for people to get his book, and he gives it to everybody. And I believe that anybody who is 62 years old or married to somebody or living with somebody it has to be married.
Has to be married.
Married to somebody who is 62, this book should be something that everyone has. It's a guide. You don't have to read it from front to back, but it is certainly something that you should take a look at. And it's called Reverse Mortgage 360. It's a new perspective. You're getting it for free, and you can call throughout the rest of the show for it. Our number here, 602-277-5369, and toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. The reverse mortgage is a tool today for people who might need money. You don't necessarily have to have it, right?
Correct. What you're doing is you're freeing up equity in your home. Mm-hmm. So what's the best time to borrow money? When you don't need it. So I've had clients, a few of them now, that have actually taken money out of their home, and whether they invest it or just have that available or a combination of both, it's like it's much better to have those funds available and never need them, or invest them. I'm not a financial advisor, but that's another conversation that's pretty simple to have. If you can borrow money at a lower interest rate and invest it and get a much higher interest rate, that's the financial advisor, that's your peace of mind, that's your values. You have that conversation. It's worth looking into.
I think it's worth it a lot, because I know I've talked to you about my ex-husband before, who is going to inherit the home that he's going to live in. So it's going to be his. It'll be in his name, and he's now finally, it takes people sometimes, I don't know how many times before they kind of get the idea, well, maybe I should talk to Jim, and find out how can it help. It doesn't hurt. It's just a free conversation.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
And so you could call in here and get the book. He made it. Like he said, it's a conversation that isn't easy to understand, but he made it so that you can understand it by having the book. 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. He has a website that's myretirementloan.com. You can go there too and check him out. You also have videos there as well.
Yes, there's about 20 videos on the site, so they're just little couple minutes that just better explain it.
Again, for you to understand this, there's so many things that you can do with it now. You have mentioned before that people can even buy homes with one.
Since 2009. And that was not available when they first came out, 2009. And think about this. There's a lot of loan officers. There's a lot of real estate people, real estate professionals. There's a lot of just the consumer homeowners, right, that don't know this. A lot of financial planners don't know this. Why? 2008, 2009, what were we focused on? The economy
crash.
Was going, it was a crash, right? So when HUD said, by the way, you can use a reverse mortgage to purchase a home, who cared? We were focusing on short sales and foreclosures, people losing their job, the crash, right? So that went unnoticed a lot. And now I'm still educating people, yes, you can do that. Realtors included in that statement.
And again, you don't know until you have that conversation with him. I think it starts off, just get the book. You will absolutely be happy that you have that first off, because it opens up the mind a little bit about some of these things.
And one of the things, the reverse mortgage, a new perspective, the tagline is that, the reason I said that is beginning in 2013, HUD, after the crash, said we have to take another look at this and make it financially viable for long term. They passed in 2013 the Reverse Mortgage Stabilization Act, which started a long string of many new laws on the reverse mortgage, all of which, in my opinion, are for the benefit of the senior homeowner. So what we're talking about right now, Carol, and what existed 10 years ago is not in many ways the same thing.
Right. They're not. I know they're not. And like I've told you before, my dad had one.
Yeah.
And let me say this. Not only was he thankful to have it, just because it gave him peace of mind. He didn't need it, but he had it just in case. A lot of people don't realize that when your spouse dies, so does the Social Security. And sometimes you don't realize, and then you're scared. Okay, that money went away. Now, God forbid, what happens if, right?
Yes.
And so, go ahead.
What don't you want to do? You don't want to react. So plan now.
You want to be proactive. Call in and get the book, A Reverse Mortgage 360, A New Perspective, 602-277-5369.
Hostler, reverse mortgage author and educator. Looking for financial security and peace of mind in your retirement? Whether you're purchasing a home, want to pay off your mortgage or debt, need additional monthly income, or establish a line of credit for tomorrow's uncertainties, a reverse mortgage may be right for you. Call me for a complimentary consultation. Go to myretirementloan.com or call me at 928-225-7418. That's 928-225-7418 to learn more or to receive a complimentary copy of my book, Reverse Mortgage 360, A New Perspective.
This is not a commitment to lend. Prices and guidelines are subject to change without notice. Some products may not be available in all states. Subject to review of credit and or collateral. Not all applicants will qualify for financing. It's important to make an informed decision when selecting and using a loan product. Make sure to compare loan types when making a final decision. Jim Hostler, NMLS number 508494. Arizona license 0919086.
The token of your love should stand for your future. So give her a ring that shows you care. Featured in the Knot Bride and Wedding Wire, Alexandra Brooke Jewelry Designs features stunning, eco-ethical jewelry using only recycled and reclaimed diamonds and metals. Customize one of our beautiful rings or use your imagination to design the ring of your dreams. Call today for your complimentary jewelry consultation at 303-870-7791. Visit abrookedesigns.com. Loving Hands is a turnkey move management service for seniors. Overwhelmed with just the thought of downsizing into senior living? We are here to help you through the process of planning your move with downsizing, packing, unpacking, setting up your new home, estate sale, donation, and clean out. Loving Hands does it all. We work with realtors to sell your home as well. So if you or someone you know is overwhelmed with their upcoming move, give us a call at 602-583-9414. 602-583-9414. Ladies, if you're not sleeping through the night, would like a better sex life, stronger orgasms, and help with those embarrassing moments that happen when you sometimes sneeze or cough, then VJuve Med Spa is your answer. All treatments are non-invasive without drugs or surgery and are incredibly affordable. For more information or to schedule a free consultation, visit stopthep.com or call 480-593-5400 for the relief you've been looking for. Let VJuve make you a better you.
Do you currently have Medicare? Or will you be eligible for Medicare soon? Do you need help making it through the Medicare maze of complicated forms and unfamiliar language? If you're not sure where to begin, stop what you're doing now and call your Medicare store today. Our service is always free. Speak with a licensed agent at 480-401-2547. We will find the plan that works for you. Call 480-401-2547. YourMedicareStoreAZ.com.
If I traded it all.
So welcome back, everyone. We've got our lines open here for everyone. Everyone is going to get Jim Hostler's book that he wrote. He made it's a complicated subject easy. It is not something that you have to read from cover to cover. It's something as a guide that you have my questions on. Check it out. You can have a conversation with him where he can just sit down and talk to you. No obligation, free consultation. Call in here and get the book. 602-277-5369 and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. During the break, we've been talking to Facebook Land a little bit about, the reverse mortgages. And first of all, I want also people to understand, you've said it sort of earlier, but it's important for people to understand, you can't just go to any regular mortgage guy and have them talk to you. If they do not specialize in it, more than likely, they might try and do something, but, that's not a good idea.
If the person doesn't, in my very biased opinion, if you don't do this full time, please run away from them. Because, it has its own language, its own underwriting guidelines, even though it's an FHA loan, unless it's above $1 million or so home. The vast majority are FHA insured, HUD's Godfather Rights Rules, all of that. But it has its own set of underwriting guidelines, and it doesn't even say loan amount. It says principal limit. What's a principal limit? So it's its own language. You can find out in the
book.
Yeah. And it's like we also talked about that when, people come to me, what's it about? And it's like what I'd like to invite your listeners to consider. This is the first time in our history we've had to potentially plan for a 30-year retirement. And so it's like when you take a look at retirement and your future financial security, it's like, what do you care about? What's meaningful for you? One thing it might be, one of the hottest areas right now is retirees that are like, I'm bored, what am I going to do? And I have a hobby, and they're taking and creating like a consulting business or doing something as a hobby that's actually a business. Well, think about if you could tap into a little bit of money via a reverse mortgage and fund your hobby into a little bit of a business at whatever level you want to take it to, and have no debt service on your new business.
Well, here's the other thing. Let's say you want to retire, right?
Yeah.
You have, and like you just said that, the peace of mind knowing that you don't have to pay the mortgage every month, right there, is that just right there takes a lift for you to be able to do some of the things that you would enjoy doing.
I've had a gentleman, so far, my oldest person to do a reverse mortgage, I've had a few of them 90, one gentleman was 91, and they're paying off mortgages. So it's like when you consider the cost of health care is going to do what? Go up. Cost of property taxes go up. Homeowners insurance go up. Prices are going up. When you can eliminate the principal and interest payment, how much of a change can you make in your security, financial security in your retirement by eliminating that?
And I know that a lot of people that listen to this station, this show, they're older folks.
Mm-hmm.
And yet somehow, some way, some people just tend to just put their heads in the sand on this, or they turn away. But you're foolish to do that. It's best to get the information, right? And do what you have to do with that.
What is that I heard recently? People change, but people don't like to be changed.
Right, and so
it's
something
like through education.
They've been taught this for so long, how bad they are. It's as long as they've been taught how bad they are, they have to look at it, and they are different. Let me say this to you: as our family, we had a father that had that, and we're thankful that he had it. Number one, and it was no problem with the children. A lot of people are like, "What's going to happen with my children when it's over with?" There was no issues whatsoever. And I like to tell people that because, I know how hard it is for you to get your point across to people.
Well, there's many things brought up there. Number one, if there's ever an opportunity to collaborate with, a trusted friend. I'm meeting with a lady tomorrow that has a trusted friend that got a reverse mortgage, and I'm looking to refinance his as well. So it's like, if you want to meet with a trusted friend, a financial advisor, if you want your kid or children present while we're talking, let's all get educated together. And
I think it's important.
Yeah.
They start off with the book. Call in here. Get connected with Jim by getting the book. It's called The Reverse Mortgage 360, A New Perspective. It's his second edition, so he's really excited about that too. And our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Check him out. It is myretirementloan.com. You can also call him direct. He does free consultation, no obligation consultations, 928-225-7418. I always say to people, call in here, get the book. Get the book. Get connected. Let me connect you.
It's available on Amazon for $17.95.
Or you can call in here free.
Call in here and get it for free.
Just get it
absolutely.
For free. Absolutely. And I believe people should have it.
One of the aspects that I'm present to today is I have gotten 3 scam phone calls already today.
Can I tell you something? They found out my daughter's and my ex's numbers too. I've been getting them too. What's going on with that?
And so, one of those things, and then you get letters in the mail, right? It's like, get a new loan or get a reverse mortgage or get who are these people? And in today's ever-changing world and the complexity of it, it's like there is a limit to Google. It oftentimes gives you enough information to be dangerous and sometimes get you in trouble. So when you can talk with a trusted advisor, myself, or I have a network of friends, people I reach out to for help, but it's like there's a financial advisor, there's an attorney, there's a lady that does senior health care, and it's like when you have not only me as a trusted advisor, and it's like if it works, great, if it doesn't, great, and there's a whole network of people standing behind me. So it's like if you don't have an updated will, local. Yes, local. They're people I know, like, and trust. People I also do business with personally, who I'm recommending. So it's like, I think in today's world, it's so critical because there's so much what I call white noise information, but it's white noise because you don't know what's the context of that white noise. What does that really mean? And
how do you know unless you have a conversation?
Yes.
And I have to say, though, I think information is very important for people. Unfortunately, some people I know what a lot of people do. They also will procrastinate. So sometimes people will call you later at a later time. It happens all the time where you've been on one show and like a month later they finally call. People are like that.
I had the coolest couple call me up and said, we sold our home, we want to do a reverse mortgage and buy it. We heard you on Carol's show like 2 years ago, and they put my contact info on the refrigerator. And it was like, oh my gosh, you never know. And they were...
But the thing is that you need to be proactive because you never know when something's going to happen in your life. Yes, does that happen? But what we're trying to tell people is don't get the information now.
Yes.
You don't. It may or may not be the right time now. But what is right is to sit down and have that conversation.
Well, think about it too. It's called life, and the only certainty we have is change. And some of those changes are not pleasant. There's over 2 million people that are forced into retirement because of our environment. We have people that lost a spouse. They have people with health challenges, right? And those things happen. Most of us aren't blessed because we just lay down and check out. Mm-hmm. We fall asleep. We fall apart over time, and that's costly. So to be educated and to look at a reverse mortgage and how can that be structured in such a way to help with your financial security and not have to wait until something happens, because then you're reacting. You know what happens when you react? You're in fear. You know what happens when you're in fear? You're not as creative. You can't think straight. When you can sit down and you're in a place of not having that stress, your thought process is a lot clearer.
Call in here and get the book. 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. I just think that with people, there's so many myths to this thing, and they still have them. Biggest myth being?
The bank owns my
That's the
home,
everybody thinks.
And that's absolutely false. Mm-hmm. Yes.
What is something that no one never thought of that you also hear about? Like, for instance,
I don't have any equity. I will not have any equity in my home. And there's three domains of that. Number one is if we have a crash again, it's federally insured. Send in the keys, non-recourse. So if you have a dime or 10 million in your estate, HUD cannot cross the line for a penny. Number one. Number two, I have to show real numbers. Your birthday, your home value, real numbers. Right now I take it out to age 100. Have to do that by law, and I'm showing growing equity at a 4% appreciation. So I'm not running at the 25% we're experiencing. 4% HUD mandated. And then there's the turf in the middle. You still have equity. When you move, you can sell your house at any time, and that equity is yours. Just like if you have a traditional first mortgage, you sell the house, equity is yours. No different.
I sit and I listen to you, and I guess because I know you, because my dad had one and it works so well, I believe in it. I truly do. And I think that it starts with a story, though. I think you started it off that way. We're going to have to end it that way, too, because people everybody has their own story, right? And you don't know what's going on in your life. And I think that's what you like to do, is first find out about that person.
Yes.
What's going on in your life? What are you looking to achieve in your life? And the thing is that even most of us that may even work a little bit longer, but again, I would love to have that peace of mind knowing that my mortgage being paid, there's money there just in case.
Yes.
You wouldn't have to live so intensely. You can live with peace of mind.
Well, say that. That's a perfect thing. It's like you work because you want to, not because you have to. I have a couple right now. The gentleman is 81 years old and has to work 40 hours a week to make ends meet. 81 years old. How long can you keep that up? With all due respect.
Check him out on his website. There's great videos there as well. It's myretirementloan.com. This is a free, no obligation consultation. You can call in here, get the book either on Amazon for like $17 or call me and get it for free at 602-277-5369 and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. Final words.
Just get educated. Be proactive and take control of your life today instead of having to react tomorrow.
And if you already have one, please talk to him as well, because he might be able to help you do a refi on them. Again, call in here, 602-277-5369.